a good realtor won't let you buy the wrong house. So I bought my first home 23 years ago, and I am in this business now because I was sold the wrong house. Not like physically the wrong address to the wrong house, but I didn't buy the house that fit the needs that I had. And I take that back to my realtor not having asked the right questions, not having listened to the answers to the questions that they did ask, and then even now looking back, realizing that the sale was more important than what I needed. And so my story, I was a high school teacher at the time, and I had very limited money. Houses seemed very expensive. Interest rates were at what they are now, so 7%. And it was time for me to buy a house. And I have a huge family. We all live locally. Family birthdays, family holidays are all 30 to 40 people. I actually knew my realtor, and they knew that about me. But I think because they knew me, they didn't take the time to ask the questions. And so when it came time to shopping for houses, I didn't know what I was doing. I was young. This wasn't what I did for a living. And so I went in and I picked a house that was cute, or a house that was in the area that I wanted to be in, because I didn't think it was possible to be in the area that I wanted to be in. And then it just went, and it happened all very, very quickly. And I just remember that the first night after I owned the house, I had no furniture. I sat on the dingy wood floors that desperately needed to be refinished, and that I didn't have any money to refinish at the time, and sat down on the floors and sobbed. And I just remember calling my parents, who were about 10 minutes away. My mom's like, "Do you want us to come over?" And I was like, "No, this was my mistake. I think I bought the wrong house." And knowing my parents and who they are, of course, 15 minutes later, they were at my doorstep. And I made the best of it. But I bought a house that had a tiny dining room and nowhere for my family to be. I bought a house that had parking, a really long driveway, so when one person pulls in, nobody else can park behind them. So didn't make it ideal for any of those things. It had a very small backyard. It just was not the house that met the list of needs that in my brain I had that nobody asked me about. So I think that when it comes down to hiring a realtor and using somebody that's going to help you make, at that moment, probably your largest purchase that you've ever made, and something that, depending on the market, might or might not be easy to get out of later on, you want somebody who listens, and you want somebody who's gonna ask you the questions of, how do you live in your house? What matters to you? The house we live in now, clearly I was the realtor for my husband and I, but the house we live in now, I can have 60, 70 people because my downstairs is literally one room. And there's downsides to that for sure, but it meets the needs of how we live our life. Not that I have 60 and 70 people over, but it could hold that many. I'm standing in my backyard right now, and I have a backyard that I can entertain in, that my daughter hosts movie nights in. And I just think that knowing someone's needs and listening to the needs is the difference between having hired the right professional and the wrong professional. If any of that resonates with you, and you're looking for a real estate professional who's going to ask the right questions, ask the tough questions, make you think about what it is that you're looking for in a home, if any of that resonates and you think that me and my team could be of service to you or someone that you know, please don't hesitate to reach out. Our information is in the captions.